In today's video, we're going to create a clean and eye-catching matchday poster of Jude Bellingham. I will show you step by step exactly how you can make this graphic by yourself. This is the exact workflow that has helped me create graphics for professional players playing in Conference League, Bundesliga and Nations League. It's the perfect technique to get the professional, clean and dynamic look. To make it super easy for you to follow along, I put the download link to the images I use in this tutorial in the description, so go ahead, grab them so we can practice together. And if you want to speed up your design process, make sure to check out my full assets pack. It has all of the brushes, icons, textures and overlays that I use for my daily client work. Alright, open up the Photoshop and let's build this graphic. Alright, so here's a imaginary poster of Jude Bellingham for a imaginary Champions League game against Bayern Munich. And it's heavily inspired by one of my client projects for Iwi Lopez for a league game in Polish Ekstraklasa. So let's go ahead and create a new composition, hold Command N, and we're going to use a canvas of 1080 pixels by 1920 pixels and 300 pixels per inch resolution. Click create, and first we're going to add a new solid color layer and change the slider to a nice blue. I'm gonna go down somewhere here. Alright, now in the description you will find a ready to use background from my overlays and textures pack. So I'm gonna open up the window, scroll to background number 49, drag into the composition. Now at the bottom right we're going to add a gradient map. Using Alt key we're going to clip into our background layer. Click here on this box and open up one of the blue gradients like here, and double click on the square icon. I'm going to choose a nice dark blue color, and here on the second one I'm gonna choose a nice light purple somewhere here. Click OK. A nice thing which I added here in this graphic is a photo of a city, and my overlays and textures pack I have ready to use city images at night. I'm going to drag second one, rescale it, change it to soft light and bring the opacity down to about 15. But you don't have to do this, it's just a step to add this extra texture. You can use a city of Madrid, for example, or a stadium. Now I'm gonna add a new clean layer and go here and choose a rectangle tool. If you can't see it, just right click here and choose a rectangle tool. You can also click U on your keyboard, and we're going to create a square here on the top middle. Now here you can see in every corner these circles. We're going to click one of them and bring it until we see a 70 pixels on our screen. Click enter, and here on the top right I'm going to change the color to a nice gold, yeah, something like that. Now add a new layer and the same thing, click U for rectangle tool. We can already choose the same color we've used before and create a thinner rectangle here on the bottom. Bring the circle icon down to about 45, and now hold the Alt key, Shift and duplicate the rectangle layer. I will make the middle rectangle a bit bigger, so I'm gonna go Command T, and using Alt and Shift key I'm going to stretch these upwards. So now go ahead and download the images. I'm going to drag in the first image of Bellingham, Control T and resize it to about, yeah, this position. Click enter and make sure our layer is above the biggest rectangle layer. We're going to hold Alt and clip it. Now having the Jude Bellingham layer, click Command J to duplicate it, open up the mask, Command I to invert it, and now using brush tool, click B on your keyboard. With the flow of 100%, we're going to paint just here on the top. So now we have this cool effect of our player coming out from the rectangle. Alright, that's very nice. Now for the two other rectangles, you can use any photos you like. I'm going to drop this Bernabeu image, just clip it to the top rectangle and change the blend mode to multiply and lower the opacity to about 65. Now do the same to the other rectangle. I've got this image of the team, clip it, multiply, and change the opacity to 65. Now the extra detail we're going to add is a stroke around the rectangles. So having one of them selected, double click on this layer, and here on the left you can find a stroke menu. We're going to open up and choose a nice yellow color that is lighter than our rectangle. Make sure the position is outside and size to about 2:1. Now you can do the same thing to other rectangles, but I'm going to hold Alt key and drag the stroke to other rectangles, so it's much faster. All right, moving back to our main part, which is our Jude Bellingham rectangle. I'm going to click on the top layer, which is clipped to the shape. Click G on my keyboard and make sure the gradient is a transparent black gradient. And here I'm going to create one coming from the bottom to about this position. Now click Alt to clip it, and also we're going to create one which is behind the Jude Bellingham photo, and it's coming from the top right. So from the top right I'm going to drag it down to about this position. So you can see it added that nice texture behind the player. All right, another cool thing is to open up the text menu, click T on your keyboard and type the player's surname, Bellingham, change the color to white, choose a nice bold font, like one of my favorite Tactic Sans. Now having the text layer selected, I'm going to click Command T, rotate it 90 degrees, upscale it, and move it behind the Bellingham photo just so we can see the B, E, L letters. I'm going to choose blend mode soft light. Make sure the text layer is behind the top gradient. What I'm gonna do is also add a nice plastic texture. Here in my overlays and textures pack, I have a nice plastic overlay number 23. I'm going to rotate it, select the blend mode of screen and reposition it. Here you can see a nice texture coming in the left side. All right, now we're going to add a second Bellingham image. Drag it into the composition, click Command T and resize it to about here. And here you can see the colors doesn't match the top Bellingham image. So we're going to create a new color balance layer, clip it to our composition and bring the blues up a little bit. It's much better, but also I'm gonna increase the reds, very nice. And also a new brightness and contrast layer. Again, clip it, increase the brightness, and now double click on the brightness and contrast layer. You will find a blend if options. Using Alt key, I'm going to split the slider and move it far right to about this position. All right, next thing which you can add is a new text layer, and I'm going to type like random letters like P, E, Z. Increase it so it fits our rectangle layer, bring it down. I'm going to change the font to maybe this one. Choose our nice gold color and resize it so we can only see the top of our text. Actually, I'm gonna select all of the layers above the background and resize it to, yeah, about this position. Yeah, I think that's nice. Next, I'm going to hide the top Jude Bellingham layer, clicking on this eye icon. And now hold Command, Alt, Shift and E. Is going to create a new layer with everything we've done to this point. Right click on this layer, convert to smart object. Now I'm going to open up the filter, select blur, Gaussian blur, and increase it to about 14, 16. We're going to create this nice Spotify effect which I've done in the original graphic. So click the mask icon, Command I to invert it. And now on the top of this layer, we're going to create another rectangle like here. Bring the corners down to about 40. Now I'm gonna hide this layer, click on our mask, and now holding the command, I'm going to click on the hidden rectangle layer, and using the brush tool with 100%, I'm going to paint here just on the selected area. Alright, Command D to deselect it. I'm going to open the rectangle. I'm going to double click and add a stroke, 1 pixel like we did before, and change the fill on the top right down to 0. Now you can also convert this layer to smart object. Click on the mask icon and delete the 2 corners to make a nice cool effect. And then now from our tutorial, I've already got the Spotify template layer. I'm going to resize it to about this position, and we're done. Alright, I'm gonna bring back the Jude Bellingham layer. What you can also do is create a new layer behind it, and from my brush pack I have these floor shadows. I'm gonna increase the flow to about 70 and paint a realistic shadows here underneath our player. Now what is left to do now is add some match info. I'm going to type today with a clean white color. I'm going to put the today information here, maybe, why not? Top right, you can add some club logos, which you can obviously download from the internet. Here, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich as well. I'm going to add as well time of the match, maybe with some heavier font. Add a Spanish flag, shows us the time which will be in Spain at the time. I will actually change the info, match info to here, and on the right side I'm going to write quarter final, maybe like that. So now everything is done. I'm going to again hold Command, Alt, Shift and E, convert the layer to smart object, and here on the top right with filter and camera raw filter, we're going to change some values to make our image pop even more. Increase the exposure, increase the contrast, highlights. I'll decrease the shadows a bit, increase the whites, add a temperature, nice cold, increase the vibrance and saturation a bit, increase the texture, clarity, add some grain. Here in the color grading layer, I'm going to add a nice orange tone, and in shadows I'll switch it to blue. Very nice. You can see the whole project coming together. I'll increase the sharpening just to 15. Alright, click OK, and now you can see the graphic really pop. Now last thing you can do is on the top of the composition, add a new exposure layer. Increase the exposure to about 130. Command I to invert it, and using soft round brush with a flow of 3%, I'm going to paint just on the edges, make them shine even more. You can also add some highlights on the player's face. Here on the strokes, all around on his arms. Alright, I think that's enough. So here we have our finished graphic. Now what I've made here is some cloud effects which come from my overlays and textures pack. So if you have it already, I'm gonna show you how to add them. I'm going to drop in clouds 6, 11, 23 and 33. Select them all, change it to screen, and just reposition it to the empty corners. Choose it to your preference, maybe like that. What you can also do is add a motion blur to make it even more dynamic. Yeah, I think that's perfect. That's the whole composition done. All right, here we have it, our clean professional Matchday poster of Jude Bellingham. If you're into sports graphic design and you like this tutorial, make sure you subscribe and like this video. Let me know in the comments which tutorial you'd like to see next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.